Hey YouTube, I got a new pair of snowshoes. They're Crescent Moon EVA snowshoes, and they're made of a kind of like a running shoe material. They have cold cutter spikes on the bottom, which are nice for gripping in the ice, and they're shaped like a big half circle. I would like to have all my straps pointed to the outside, except for this one in the back is going to have to be pointed to the inside. I've had snowshoes with Velcro before, and you can't get snow in the Velcro or it won't work. Okay, so I'm going to take these two straps off and just hook my heel in here. I know already from using these a few times that it's kind of important to have your foot as close to the front as possible. So I'm just going to strap these over here. And the good thing about these is you can wear gloves. Strap these on. I just have sneakers on. Now I'm going to do the back one. And that's going to come around. And there we have it. There is no flexing up and down like this one has. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So one thing I use the snowshoes for is packing down a trail, and usually with my other snowshoes I can make two passes up and back and have a nicely packed trail. But these shoes are pretty short, and I don't end up with every inch of the trail packed down, such as that right there. It's not packed down because the shoes are so short. Oh, I'm going to get the size of this shoe, their impression with this shoe. Let's compare it side by side with this shoe, and you can see it's a lot smaller. So this one is about 21 inches. This one is about 18. It's about 9 inches wide in the front and only 6 inches wide in the back. This one is about 8 inches wide in the front and 7 inches wide in the back. The additional length of this makes a better packed path. Okay, so if you look at the path on the left, it's much smoother than the one on the right. One other thing with these is the back is much narrower than the front. It feels in deep snow, especially deep heavy snow, like the front is elevated compared to the back. The back sinks in and the front is tipped up. It feels like I'm walking in earth shoes. Snowshoes are like ice cream scoops. The snow just piles up on the front of them. So you can see that, and I've got a pile in the back. And now I'm on a packed snowmobile trail, and these things are pretty fantastic. So I'm going to go across here. We'll see how much snow is kicking up. A walking pace. I'm getting covered in snow.
Bring your back over and you can see it. Yeah.
You see it? What's good about these is I can walk backwards without any trouble. But when I walk forwards, the whole shoe comes up, and there is some pulling on the back of your heel, like I'm going to get a blister on the back of my heel because your shoe doesn't flex up like this. So one of the problems with this is there's no cold cutter screws except in the mid-foot and none in the back. So if you're going along, your foot has a tendency to rock backwards and feel like you're in earth shoes. I don't like that at all. It's not a problem on packed trails as much as it is a problem in softer snow because the back is so narrow and there's so little support back there. The shoes tend to end up kind of like earth shoes where the heel is way down. I could put some more cold cutter screws in here and here. They're not going to be as tall as these because this cleat here, this green cleat, is higher than this white one. This one's starting to pull out already. I'll have to screw that back in. This one looks like it's a little out. I don't know if they came like that or if they're working their way out. Okay, I'm going to tighten these on. I got a little drill bit, but I don't think I need my driver. I can turn this by hand and tighten that in there. Tighten this one in there. Tighten this one. This one's a little bit loose right here. So yeah, those are easy to turn by hand. This material is much softer than this material, so if I do put some screws in here, they're probably going to pull out. So it's unfortunate they didn't have the same height lugs all the way back and the same green material all the way back. And cold cutter screws all the way back. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is the metal here, when that hits your ankle, it hurts. I always snowshoe with Ultra Lone Peak mid-height shoes for the ankle protection. I have regular sneakers, low sneakers on, and I've kicked myself in the ankle a couple times. It doesn't hurt much. It doesn't hurt nearly as much as the metal snowshoes. Okay, let's get a weight on these. 3 pounds, 8 ounces. So my Atlas Racing snowshoes only weigh 2 pounds, 2 ounces. So I think if you're snowshoe racing, not only are those probably undersized and not legal, they also weigh a lot more. So in conclusion, what can I say? The binding system on this is fantastic. I love it. The binding system on this is awful. I don't love the shape of these. I wish the back end were flatter and like these, not so narrow in the back. But I do like that these don't kick snow up on your back like these do. I don't like the feeling that I'm walking in earth shoes. These lugs are considerably taller than these lugs, and if you add the screw on, they're way, way, way taller, and it doesn't go the whole way back. So if this green went the whole way back, if this back was flatter and not tilted up, or maybe the same width as the back of this one instead of narrow, I think you could get rid of the earth shoe effect. So that's about it. I have been using these pretty regularly, even in deep snow, because they're so much easier to get into than these. These are so hard to get into. I do think you get a little bit better traction with these cleats here, and a little bit better not sliding sideways than you get with these, because I have noticed that on a trail, if the trail is slanted, you can slide sideways a little easier. But these aren't terrible. I suspect on ice, especially going downhill on ice, this could be bad, because there's only these two really that are probably going to contact the ground. The rest of them are going to be off the ground, off the ice, whereas here you have a whole plate that's going to be contacting the ice. I do like the concept a lot. I just don't think it's perfect. So thanks for watching. Subscribe.